87% of murder victims in Pittsburgh last year were African American males.
In Pittsburgh, less than 50% of African American males finish high school.
89% of Imani students come from homes without both parents present.
1 out of 9 African American men, ages 20 to 34, are in prison.
In Pittsburgh, less than 1% of African American males go on to college.
My life was hard. I tried committing suicide, selling drugs. Grew up without no father figure. Wasn't easy. Wasn't like an average 14-year-old. I came here and got a lot of love from Elder Milt, Ms. Reese, everyone here, the whole faculty showed me love. And I'm happy.
I think the world would have changed me into a cold killer thug. Dude that didn't care about nothing. I just wanted to get what I want right now, and I just went and did it. I didn't have no dad, wasn't listening to my mother. I was going out into the world, I was alone. I would have picked up with them and gone on with it. I was up there with the gangbangers, you know what I mean? So it was Bloods, Crips, Laws, they all in one school. But in this Imani school system, it was more of, how was your day? What are you doing today? What was you doing at home last night? What happened? Oh, you had an argument with your mom? Oh, you was fighting? More something like that, I guess.
Right now, I'll probably be pregnant, be out on the street. Or I'll probably be out searching for someone to help me when there's no one out there.
We created, first of all, an organization that would become, in a sense, the womb out of which these different programs and these different ministries would flow. That organization ultimately became Operation Nehemiah. Operation Nehemiah started focusing on the human service side, and we developed what would become Imani Christian Academy to begin to focus on the educational side. Imani is a Swahili word that means faith. And we thought it was appropriate to name the school that because literally everything we were doing, we were not doing it by finance, we were doing it by faith. And so what we did, we actually lived together at that time. We transformed our house into a schoolhouse. And we changed the living room into a kindergarten class. We changed the dining room into a middle school class. And we actually made the high school an area in our house that was actually a large kitchen.
Then I read in the paper about Operation Nehemiah, which was a group out of a church in Wilkinsburg that was where a group of men were going out in the street every night, meeting these kids where they were, talking to them, caring for them, inviting them to church, and trying to win them on a basis that they really cared for them. The vision was that at the time, that if you're going to reach and change the life of an individual, you had to change it in a lot of different dimensions. You had to worry about the spiritual side. You have to worry about the economic side. Do they have money? Do they have a job? You have to worry about their family. What is the family side? And finally, you really have to care a lot about education.
The morning prayer is important because it allows us to clean our nets, so to speak. And our prayer to God every day on behalf of these children is, show me what their purpose is so I can nurture it, refine it, and by the time they graduate from this school, they are going out recognizing that God has a plan for them. They'll be able to join in and make community stronger as a result.
Set ourselves in agreement with your word. We thank you, Father God.
Believe it or not, our children crave discipline. They might not act like they do, but they want limits set. And they feel more comfortable that way. They know the line that they can cross, and very few challenge it.
Second grade!
You can't educate over top of pain. I mean, there will be some things that they will learn, but to really, really teach a child You have to bring them back to life in order for them to reach their fullest potential. We have to be, all things to these children, mother, father, sister, brother, and that does not, we don't forego discipline, just because, the child is having a problem, but it's deciding on the type of discipline.
And I don't know why people want to shoot the cop. We live right behind the police station. Right behind it.
You live right behind the police station?
Yeah, and they want to shoot.
Are you ever scared?
That's from my brother, yeah, because he really ain't never heard a gun. So when he hears it, he just literally just runs to the floor.
What do you do when you hear a gun?
Stay in my room, watch TV.
I was outside on Hamilton, and all of a sudden we just heard all these gunshots, and he just ran up to my friend's porch, and he was holding himself screaming, and it was just like, it was scary because he was so young. I had just been with him, and now he was gone.
And the children here, their evenings are often filled with violent talk, shotgun fire above their heads, no covering. They don't feel when they go to bed that there's anybody there covering them while they sleep. In other words, they don't rest.
It's almost as if they're having to live two different lives. You know what I'm saying? Like here, they can be relaxed and they can feel safe during the day, knowing that there are authority figures around that are going to cover them, that are going to protect them, they're going to guide them. But then when they go home, to not have that, then it's almost as if they have to put on a different person.
For me, and the privilege of being asked and being involved in a lot of nonprofit charitable work in the city of Pittsburgh, and there's so many good causes, but I've never been involved with one like Imani, where the results are so evident, so measurable, and the impact is so great, not just in the education, but in the totality of the personality of the Imani student, and particularly those who are graduated, who all of a sudden aspire to something greater. A lot of these kids would be incarcerated today if they hadn't gone through Imani. How can you not grab onto that as something that's so real and so important and so vital and so measurable?